wish it wasn't so loud. I could open up the window. That would be preferable for sure. Well, I'm not really sure what I'm going to title this, but just in case you haven't figured it out, depending on what I title it, if I even decide to post it, which I may not, this is not a happy video. And if you're already feeling shit, you should probably not watch it. But I just wanted to talk about an experience I had last year during the fall at a truck stop, and kind of my biggest regret and how I got into the mentality that kind of caused me to think and act the way that I did to lead to my like big regret or whatever. So, in case y'all don't know, I've been assaulted so many times due to people just not giving a shit about me when I was younger. And then when I got older, strippers don't count. It doesn't matter if you're not a prostitute, they see you as prostitutes. And just because someone is a prostitute doesn't mean you get to fucking sexually assault them. A lot of people think that way. And if I was being honest, I kind of hope that they get burned to death. Oops. But that's kind of like just a little random happy thought that I have to myself, like, oh, wouldn't it be great if they all just burned to death? It's not something that could ever conceivably happen unless the whole world gets set on fire and we all burn to death, which is, not so much a happy thought. But basically, I was at the fuel island, and I had like dressed nice that day because it was one of the last days where it wasn't going to be completely freezing, and I was heading up to Pennsylvania, and I met this guy, and he started talking to me, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I was in a good mood, so I was being kind of friendly. I was like, he was like, oh, the weather's really nice today. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Weather, whatever. And then I started, I was trying to fuel, and it wasn't working. Like, my card wasn't going through. So I got up into the driver's seat with the door open, because like I said, it is nice, and if you know me, I like to ride with my windows open. I dangle my feet out the door while I'm sitting around, if I don't think anybody creepy is about. And I was just like sitting there waiting on hold to talk to dispatch with my feet kind of like out off to the side. And this guy, who I hadn't really, like, I wasn't flirting with him, I just asked him, I didn't even ask him, he asked me about the weather and wasn't it nice, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, weather, great, I'm in a fine mood. And I'm waiting on hold, and he comes over, and I'm wearing like, I said that I had dressed up, I was wearing like a summer dress, like a sundress, like it had these ties around the top, and it came up and it was like kind of a square, and it had a bunch of elephants on it. I got it on sale at Walmart. I thought it was the shit. I still miss that dress. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. But he grabbed my legs and tried to eat me out at the fuel aisle with just like talking about the weather, me on hold. Like, holy fuck. So I was smoking a cigarette like I always was, or like I always do. And I was thinking, like, I remember thinking, I can put the cigarette out in this guy's eyes. You know, he'd be fucking done. Or out on his forehead or something. Like, I wasn't confident that I could really get the eyes, you know? And, I didn't, because I thought, if I do that, he'll just pull me down onto the concrete and I'll crack my fucking head open. And then I'll really be screwed. So, I'm like on the phone. Of course, how this shit always happens, the other person who I was calling to get this fixed, answered. So, I don't really remember, like, how I got away from this guy, but I did. Like, I didn't leave the fuel aisle. I just got my legs and stuff away from him and closed the door and got finished up, and then he left and I fueled up and I went on my merry way. Like, nothing at all had happened, because like, things like this have happened to me so many times before. I was just like, well, that was scary / unfortunate / I'm gonna have nightmares about this for the rest of my fucking life. But what can you do? And I had this mentality because, like I said, when I was younger, I got assaulted multiple times. One time I was attacked on the school bus by this kid that I knew, and I got there early. I used to always sit in the back of the bus, and he came in like right behind me and he threw me down like on the seat, and I was like fighting with him. He was like getting like on top of me, and the fucking bus driver came and saved my ass, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I sat, every time I had to ride the bus since then, I sat right in the front row, like the bus driver's here, I'm here, so we could see each other the whole time. And you know, he didn't want to say anything, and I tried to thank him. He pretended that it didn't happen. And like I said, nobody gives a fuck about strippers, and they think that we're all fucking whores and we all fucking deserve this shit. So I didn't report it, which comes to like my one regret, because if you go to the truck stop, you can usually see that there are cameras in the fuel aisle. And I could have explained what was happening to the company, called the police, and tried to get the camera footage. And it's so rare that you can actually prove anything. I actually could have had a chance to prove it, but I didn't, because I was just like so used to not counting. And that is the one thing that I really fucking regret, and I have to work out of this mindset to where I don't count and things don't matter. And then of course, like, I don't know, I texted some people at the time, and then I got, you know, oh, well, you shouldn't have been wearing a sundress. Don't try to fucking blame it on me. Like, I already feel shit enough that I could have reported it, but it didn't occur to me, and I missed my window. And now that person is gone. And he's probably fucking assaulted somebody else at this point. Like, how's the weather? Oh, eat your vagina. Like, that's a crazy person. That's a fucking crazy person right there. And I could have done something about it, but I'm so stuck in this mindset of I don't count, I let the fucker get away. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm gonna make a fun story time video later, hopefully, about this crazy girl that I knew. Some crazy she did that caused me to have a panic attack. It's just, whatever. That's not the fucking point. So I don't really know how to end this. I'm just gonna end it because I'm rambling now. If you have been assaulted, just like, you're not alone and you do count, even if you're a stripper or a prostitute. Like, maybe the police and the Republicans don't think you count, but you know, other people are here for you. Okay, bye.